Well, it's windy and it's slippery and it's kind of weird semi-melting. So you've really got to watch your step or you're going to wipe out. You have got to watch it. Very, very careful. Anyway, what's the plan for today? Well, the plan for today is I have to make butter. I have to make blueberry whipped butter. And I think I have to make cookies. And I got to figure out dinner. I think it's just going to be 3 of us again for dinner. Sometimes it's more. Tomorrow it will be more. My mom's coming over again. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm making for dinner. But, you know, that's a problem for later. Hi. Hi. And because things are melting so weird because of all the snow we got. Hi, Shadowfax. Hello, mister. But because everything is melting so weird, you've got to really watch your step. Excuse me. He's pushing me. I don't want to walk faster. I'll slip. You walk faster. Go around. He likes to walk right behind me. All right. At least this isn't as slippery as it was yesterday. Duck, 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 duck. There's ducks everywhere. And a goat. And I don't know what this is. Let's put it up there. Let's put it up there. Okay. I don't see any eggs there or there. I think everyone's laying under the barn. I think that's why Tristan keeps having to slide under there and get eggs. Because I do not think... Yeah, I don't think... Duck, 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 duck. Chicken, chicken, chicken. I think everyone's under the barn right now. So Tristan has to keep going under there. Hi, Shadowfax. What a good pony. What? There's a chicken up there. Right up there. Playing with the thing I just picked up. Are you going to throw it down again? Don't hit anybody. Don't hit anybody. Excuse me, Jabba. But yeah, so mostly today is about being inside making stuff, which is good because this is disgusting weather. It's windy and sloppy and gross, and it might snow tonight and tomorrow morning again. Hey! Hey! I know. Okay. I love you so much. I love you so much. You're a good pony. No, I'm not letting you out. You already ran around. So, I don't think I showed you the fence. I'll show you next time. But we did put up those panels in the back there so he can't just waltz right through, which is a good thing because waltzing right through is not working for us. So, you know. But sometimes what happens in the winter, or especially in the early spring when the snowfall can be really sticky, sometimes the snow will literally take out a fence. Like it just puts so much weight. They've been laying in there, and I think Tristan got that egg already. One of them's laying in there, one of the ducks. Don't ask. But that often what happens is the snow is so heavy, right? Hi guys. The snow is, excuse me. I want that, thank you. But the snow is so heavy it just gets pulled right down. The fence will just get pulled right down. No, you guys are still doing your molt. Hi, sweethearts. They're still molting. Tristan got all your eggs already because there's only 2 girls in that one, so we know how many eggs Shivy should get. But that's basically what happened is that heavy, heavy snow weighed down that fence so much that Shadowfax had no problem pulling it down. That's what happened. He pulled down that back fence. So, you know, it's fancy. I'll show you that later. Hopefully the wind will back off. I want to get out of here. Ooh, the wind's getting bad. But we're going inside to make some butter. 2 kinds of butter. Because we're running out again. And, yeah, some cookies and dinner. I don't know what dinner is. I'm trying to figure out what I should make for dinner. I don't know. Somebody tell me what I should make for dinner. I don't know. But, you know, 2 kids to feed. So 2 kids who've decided they don't like salad. They liked salad before. Now they don't like salad. So that's okay. I don't care that much. I don't really care. Like, if they don't want to eat salad, I'll eat salad. It doesn't bother me. But they were into salad 2 days ago. Now they don't like salad. So I don't know. We'll figure out something that isn't salad. I'll eat the salad. Also, there's literally cats everywhere. There. DK's over there. We got cats everywhere. Hanging out, being good cats. Anyway, I'm going in the house to do other things because the things I have to do today are actually going to take a while. So I won't film all of it, but I will film parts of all of it just because the things I'm doing, I even have to make bread. So the things I'm doing, yeah, they're going to take a while. So I was hoping to get the decorations down, but they froze into the ground again. So maybe this weekend, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm getting inside because now the wind is really picking up again. All right, it's time to wash eggs and wash the container. I have 2 containers, and this container's been sitting a little long. So I just like to wash them, especially in between different types of eggs. And I don't remember if I had hatching eggs in this one, meaning the eggs would have been unwashed. So we're just making sure that this is clean, and we're letting the sink slowly drain by having the plug raised. What I'm doing is just wiping off the goo, because all eggs have goo, especially because I've got some duck eggs in here. And then I will be, when there's no water in the sink, I'll just rinse them and we'll be good. These duck eggs are looking actually really pretty for eating, so that's nice. I basically decided I want a selection in this container. I'm having some duck eggs, some silky eggs, and some regular eggs. The regular eggs because, you know, sometimes you need regular eggs. And everything else because sometimes I want a small egg, sometimes I want a big egg. It depends what I need. Also, I kind of like duck eggs for baking. There we go. And yes, I wash my eggs. I know some people don't, and that's up to you. But I wash my eggs and put them in the fridge by the dozen, just so that they're already washed. Because one of the things I find the most annoying is going to get an egg. None of them are washed. And now I've got to take some time to wash an egg before I get to bake or cook. So that's annoying. So because that's really annoying, what I like to do is just clean them beforehand. Right? So I clean them by the dozen. So yes, I have eggs sitting on the counter, basket of them, but I like to clean them by the dozen. Okay? And then we'll just lift that out and just give these guys a rinse. And then we can start worrying about butter. That's the washing machine telling me it is happily completed its cycle. I'm cleaning the washing machine today because today's actually the 1st of the month. See how nice the duck eggs look once you clean them? So they're really mucky. Duck eggs are always mucky. That's just the way it is. Ducks are gross. I love my ducks. I absolutely adore my ducks. Adore my ducks? No. But I absolutely adore my ducks. However, they're gross. Don't let anyone tell you they're not. If you're going to get ducks, know that they're absolutely disgusting creatures. Okay? They do not care where they poop. They do not care where they lay their eggs. So because they literally don't care, they're a mess. Okay? They need large spaces to keep you from getting annoyed at the amount of mess, because the amount of mess is, quite frankly, ridiculous. So if you are going to have ducks, know that you have to have the space for ducks. Okay? They need the space. Anyway, I am going to move on and make some butter. And then I'm going to make cookies. And then I also at some point have to make a compote, and I have to make whipped blueberry butter. Yay! So that's what I'm doing right now. Well, I just realized how late it was getting and that I better come out and get some eggs. There's birds literally everywhere. Gotta watch. I accidentally stepped on a duck egg. You gotta watch. You gotta watch your feet. You have got, hi, duck, 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 duck. I know. You have got to watch your feet. Because, again, this is Mira's fault. She keeps knocking it off. But you have to watch your feet because ducks lay in the weirdest spots. Egg. We're good there. None under there. I think Tristan got the ones that were under there because I had seen some and didn't pick them up. The rabbit, by the way. That's the rabbit. I don't much care. She, is just doing her rabbit thing. I don't see any eggs here. Hi, Houdini. That's my Houdini girl. I love Houdini. Hi, guys. Anyway, there's a rabbit. Anyway, I'm just looking for eggs, and I got it. Sometimes there's eggs behind this board. There's not right now, but there were a whole bunch in there earlier. So there's not eggs in there right now. Watch out, watch out, watch out. We're all getting mucky. I should be wearing muck boots, but I'm not. So I'm just going to wander over to the other coops and check. I seriously should have muck boots on. No, you can't come out. You stay in there. You stay. Anyway, I am walking across the muck. You gotta really, this is really slippery right here. So you have got to watch your step. Anyway, you've got to watch it because it's so slippery with muck. Duck. There's like ducks galore over there. No duck egg. I didn't think so because I already got one. I already got a duck egg. So, whatever. We don't need duck eggs. We don't actually need duck eggs. I've got quite a few. You guys are not laying yet. It's not even a question. So, switched hands so I can do what I'm doing. I've got a sore arm. Hi. I think I already got yours this morning. We don't have any more from them. Anyway, that is it for out here. Other than, Tristan's feeding his animals and Rowan's feeding the animal. Other than that, we are mostly done out here. And I am going to, apparently you're seeing Whiskey poop in the background. Good job. There's a cat walking right in front of me. Like literally cat in front of me. But I'm going to go inside, do my butter, do my cookies, and hopefully do my cookies if I even get that far. Hopefully I do because I already washed the eggs. So I have eggs now. But see how far we get tonight. Hopefully we get decently far. DK over there, right there, is trying not to step in the water. There's a lot of water right there. So hopefully, we will manage to get through what we have to get through tonight. That'll be fun. All right, that's it for me for right now. Well, it's time to make butter, which means I need a couple things. I need a splatter guard. Sometimes I forget my splatter guard. You don't want to forget your splatter guard. I need a bowl. And I need the whisk attachment on the blender. Pop that on there. Get on there. I'm a little impatient. I have tequila. Tequila's right there. And then I need to get some cream. And yes, I'm using store-bought cream. Someone made a comment that I should only use fresh cream. It doesn't matter. Like, obviously I've used both. And you can make really good butter out of both of them. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have your own milk cow to make your own butter. Okay? You do not have to. And in this case, I don't really want cows. You can make goat butter. Goat butter's a lot of fun. It really is. Goat butter's great. But I'm not doing goat butter either. Not right now. I will do goat butter. I will show you how to make goat butter. It's the same process. But for right now, I'm going to pop this in. I'm probably going to leave the camera running and just kind of time lapse. So you're going to kind of see us wandering around the kitchen. It doesn't matter. We're going to turn this on, and it's literally going to take about 20 minutes in the mixer, depending on the speed of your mixer. So if you have a really quick mixer, you will be done faster because just about the amount of air and the amount of whipping that is happening in the mixer. If you have a slower mixer, like this isn't a super high speed one, same result, just takes a little longer. So it really depends on your mixer. And in our case, this mixer will take about 15 to 20 minutes to make butter. That was helpful. It's okay, it didn't fall good side up. Anyway, this is where you just scrape down your butter. And if you're curious as to what I've been doing in the background, I'm actually getting ready to film making a whipped blueberry butter. So I have to make a blueberry compote to put in the whipped butter. So in order to do that, I needed some ingredients. So I am going to be filming that shortly. If you are wondering when you can watch that video, the answer will be Thursday. If it's past Thursday or this video's been out, just fixing the camera. But if it's past Thursday or the video's been out for more than a day, then in the butter making playlist, I'll try to remember to link to it. It should be there. Blueberry butters are delightful. You're not getting blueberry butter tequila. You don't need it. Unless you have a waffle. Maybe if you have a waffle, you can put blueberry butter on it. It'd be delicious. Drop that back down. And go again. Wait a minute. That's not secure. There we go. It gets really drippy, I like to pull it out. This is literally the easiest thing you've ever done in your life. It's mostly ignoring it and getting ready to do something else while you're doing it. It's literally the easiest thing you've ever done. Oh, upside down. Don't do things upside down. That doesn't work. Ha! When it starts to get messy, you know it's ready. It literally starts spitting at you. There we go. So a good thing to do is to have your cheesecloth ready. That's one of the things I do while it's very carefully gooing itself. It turns to like this gooey separation where you've got the butter in one section and you've got the liquid in another. The liquid is buttermilk, especially if you're doing cultured. Like I love cultured. So the cultured buttermilk is just superb. Go. That drain. This is really the easiest thing to do because it requires very little involvement from you. Like you just have to keep an eye to see when it separates. And when it separates, you just pour it into a cheesecloth, let it drain, squeeze it a few times, and then press it into your molds. So I'm going to let that drain for a little bit. Then I'm going to come back and form that into molds. But I am using, that's about 1.5 cups of butter in there. I'm using 1/2 cup for whipped butter, and I'm using the other 1/2 cup for cookies. So at that point, I'm only going to have 1/2 cup left. So this is why I go through butter a lot between cookies and all that other nonsense. Also, I bundled up the eggs, so they're ready to go in the fridge. But we go through a lot of butter. We go through a lot of butter. So I'm doing that. I'm making compote on the stove right away. I'm still very, very busy. So I'm going to stop recording here because I got to go over and record the compote for a different video. I will show you the blueberry butter in this video at the end. I won't show you how to make it because that'll be in Thursday's video. So check out that playlist. I'll try to link to it in the description, and you'll see my other compound butters in there as well, because the whipped blueberry is really fantastic. But for now, I gotta go. Well, I'm just making some cookies. I'm making brown-eyed Susans. That's what I need Hershey's Kisses for. These are pretty easy to make, to be honest. You just roll them in some sugar. These are a peanut butter cookie that you just literally roll in some sugar and put on a pan. You bake them till they spread a little bit for about 12 minutes. Then you shove a Hershey's Kiss in the middle. It's really easy. Okay, it is so, so easy. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just making cookies. I'll show you the finished product when I get there. But really, it's a kind of a busy evening. I feel like I did nothing all day. And now I'm like, oh, gotta make butter, gotta make compote butter, gotta make cookies, gotta make dinner. I haven't made dinner yet. I don't even know what I'm gonna make. Probably some pasta, because for some reason I'm kind of in the mood, and I don't really like pasta, which I know sacrilege. I generally do not enjoy pasta. It's not my favorite thing. But every once in a while, I get in the mood and I want pasta. So, yeah, I think today I'll have pasta. Either spaghetti, maybe spaghetti. I don't even like spaghetti at all. It reminds me of worms. But once in a while, it's like, you know what? Yeah. So I might make myself a small little spaghetti. We'll see. I might do that because I don't think the kids, right? Tristan, do you want any dinner? Or do you care? You don't care? He doesn't, I don't know. He doesn't care. And Rowan is in a game session with his friends, an online game session. So they're playing D&D online, which is fun for them. They're trying to wrap up a campaign that they're playing. So, you know, they're trying to get that done before spring break is over because it's spring break here. So it feels like I didn't really do much, and now I'm doing all the things, which is fun. Fun for me. But I'm going to pop these in the oven right away. And then the way you make these is really easy because I think I already said, you literally bake them, they spread a little bit, you shove a cookie in there. Not a cookie, a chocolate. It's so easy. It's so completely easy. Like, it's, if you want to see this video, I'm making this as a video actually, how to make these. And that'll be out on the weekend. So if this has been out a few days and it's Sunday, you can check for that video. Check out my cookies playlist, because that's where these cookies are going to be. There we go. I'm going to pop these in. I have to wait another 2 minutes for the oven to heat, but I'm going to pop these in and then I will whip them right back out and we will start making them, but that'll be in a video, so I won't show you that part. I might show you a different batch, but this particular batch I'm going to be filming for that video. So if you want to know how to make these, the recipe and everything, check out the playlist in the video description. I know there's a lot of playlists today, but I'm making a bunch of stuff that I'm filming for videos, so I can't stand around and just talk you through it. It's easier just to point you to the videos. So go check those out if you want to make these, or the blueberry butter that I'm currently working on. In fact, the blueberry butter, we're having a lot of fun with that right now because we got the compote. The compote here is cooling. So it's nice and thick. It's nice and thick and cooling. So we just have to let that finish cooling. But I'm going to pop these in the oven and then I will come back in just a few minutes. Well, cookies are just about to come out of the oven. Here they are. It's important to do this hot. When you have the cookies, you've got to do it quick because you've got to grab your little chocolates, ignore the fact that Tequila wants cookies, and pop one of your Hershey Kisses right in the center pretty fast because these cookies will solidify pretty quick. Now that has to cool. I have one extra. I guess I get to eat it. That's what happened. There's an extra one, it's for me. These are really good Hershey Kisses. That's what they look like when they're done. The chocolate stays pliable for a little while, so you do want to wait for them to cool. We also made blueberry whipped butter. Fantastic, delicious. Again, check the description for the butter and cheese making playlist and the cookie playlist. You'll find these in that playlist. You'll find the butter one in the playlist 2 days from now, 4 days from now for the cookies. If this video has been out more than 4 days, you can find them right now. Video description right below us. I have a mouthful of chocolate. Fantastic. Anyway, now it is time to worry about dinner. We're doing pasta. We're not doing spaghetti because I had a different pasta in the cupboard that was already open. So we're doing a pasta casserole. Right now we've got pasta boiling on the stove for about 10 minutes. I will show you what we're going to do with that pasta right as soon as we come back. Because there's no sense in watching it boil on the stove. That's ridiculous. So what we're going to do is come back once that pasta is done and I'll show you what we're about to do with it. Alright, finally time to make dinner. I'm going to grab the pasta that my son just drained. Ow. Burning. And we're going to put some stuff in. First of all, that's a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm probably going to put more butter than that. I need a mixie spoon. This'll do. There's no ceremony to this. This is literally just a pasta. Whatever pasta you have. This is so quick and easy. I'm going to put more butter in. Just because you can't go wrong with a whole lot of butter. Another butter. So I'm going to end up with about a 1/2 cup of butter in here. Literally, I used up pretty much all of the butter I literally just made. Like, I used butter in the compound butter. I used butter in the cookies, and now I'm doing butter in here. There's a reason I have to make butter so often. Next up, I'm adding tomato sauce. This is probably, I don't even know how much. I don't even care how much. I do not care. I'm going to get one of my, excuse me, where are you? Here you are. Sorry, I'm getting mad at stuff that is not where I want it to be. Let's scoop this out. This is just the pizza sauce that we make, and it's fantastic for other things. It doesn't all have to be used for pizza sauce. I'm making a mess out of these measuring cups. Mix that in. Now we're going to do some herbs. We're going to do salt. Obviously, always do salt and pepper. Decent amount of salt because it's a fair amount of pasta. And you always do some pepper because what do you do without pepper? Salt and pepper are like the staples. Salt and pepper goes in everything. I don't think there's, except for like cookies where I don't put pepper in. Almost everything I make has salt and pepper as a base for their seasonings because they're perfect. Don't avoid salt. There's no point. Like, unless you have a medical condition where you have to avoid salt, really a little bit of salt is really good for the flavor profile of your foods. That was garlic powder. That was garlic powder. I'm doing all of this to taste. Okay? I really like most of these things here. This is thyme. I'm going to take this off just because I need more time than that. This is thyme. Need some time. Because I don't have enough time. I'm very funny. Nobody else thinks I'm funny. I think I'm hilarious. Doesn't matter. As long as I amuse myself, it doesn't matter. There we go. That's smelling really good. This is dill that's been sitting and drying. So I'm just going to take some of this off the plant. This has been drying, so we just want to make sure we got dill here. Tristan picked these herbs. It was his choice here, and I got dill all over my hands. Take that little stem out. Take that little stem out. There we go. We're going to put chives on the top because everybody really likes chives. So we're going to do chives on the top, and we're just using some powdered Parmesan, which is one of Rowan's favorite things. This powdered Parmesan is like Rowan's favorite food on the planet. He puts it on everything. And then we're going to put a bunch of, this is just cheddar cheese. Just using a bunch of cheddar. We're not going to use all of it because I want some for the topping. Literally, butter, sauce. You can use a different sauce. You could use like an Alfredo, and it would be a wonderful bake. It would be an Alfredo bake. But butter, sauce, a bunch of herbs, and cheese to your heart's content. That's that's literally what the plan is here. And you just mix that up. Hopefully it mixes fairly smooth. Get that cheese off there. We don't want to waste the cheese. Don't waste cheese. We love cheese. There we go. There we go. Literally just dump it in. You literally just grab it and dump it. And then we're going to bake this. Get in here. Sometimes you just want a quick and easy dinner and you don't want to do too much prep. And that's very little prep, especially when you make one of your kids do the pasta itself. So you don't even have to do that. Then we're going to take the rest of this cheese, sprinkle that on top, break that up. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to take some chives, handful of chives, sprinkle that over top. Throw that in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until that cheese is melted. And then we'll come back and have dinner. Well, food is done. I'm just going to get it out of the oven. Pop that down. how great that looks. Very simple, just pasta, cheese, sauce, and herbs. We're gonna plate that up and have it for dinner. And I already got rid of my other spoon by accident, so we'll be using this spoon instead. Yeah, we'll be using this spoon because I put the other spoon in the sink. I need a plate. I'm absolutely starving by now. It's quite dark outside now. It's fun, you know? Look at how cheesy this is. There we go. We're just gonna scoop out a whole bunch and be very happy with the cheesiness of this pasta. It's perfect after what amounted to a very busy day, especially in the last couple hours. I've had a lot to do. So now that is what I get to have for dinner. Excellent. Let's steam. Perfect. We're very excited because we're very, very hungry. But that is literally it for us today. We will come back tomorrow and do a whole host of other things. My mom is coming back to visit tomorrow, and so we're moving pizza day from Thursday to Wednesday, so that'll be fun because we love pizza. So I might make some fun toppings for pizza. I might even do a potato. You do a slightly fried potato, put those in your pizza. They're really good. So I might do something like that. I haven't quite decided yet. We will see what we come up with in the morning. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow.